He doesn't trust the American people, especially those with wealth. Listen to the way he describes white suburban executives.
Whether you are a white executive living out in the suburbs who doesn't want to pay taxes to inner city children, for them to go to school.
Really? First of all, I didn't know that white guys in the suburbs paid their taxes to inner city kids. I didn't know that. I don't think I want to do that either. What are they doing with the taxes that they collect in the inner city? What? I'm paying for the schools where I live. Do they answer to anybody? Maybe Timothy Geithner should look into this one, because I know he's in charge of the IRS and he's really kind of loosey-goosey on his own income tax, but maybe he should look into what the inner cities are doing with the tax money that they're raising. Listen to this again.
Whether you are a white executive living out in the suburbs who doesn't want to pay taxes to inner city children, for them to go to school.
Okay, one of the most enlightening statements Obama has ever made. Listen to the motives he ascribes to the white executive. He doesn't want to pay his taxes, apparently because he doesn't want inner city children to be able to go to school. Who do you think we are as a people? How low is your opinion of the American people, of the white people, of the white executive? What? We brought this up a couple of years ago, and the left went crazy because he goes on to say, or
you are a inner city child who doesn't want to take responsibility for keeping your streets safe and clean.
Okay, so you're a white executive that doesn't want kids to go to school in the inner city, or you're an inner city kid that doesn't want to pick up trash. Wow. You're either a messy kid or you're a racist hate monger. This is a serious insight into what Barack Obama is and what he believes. Meanwhile, Mitt Romney, the rich white guy, no doubt living in the suburbs, who shows you through his actions, not his words, his actions, 15% of his income going to charity every year. His actions show exactly who he is. Just like Barack Obama, his actions say who he is. Obama will talk a good game about helping his brother. He'll even occasionally quote scripture.
It is that fundamental belief. It is that fundamental belief. I am my brother's keeper.
I am my brother's keeper. Now, amazingly, a short time after that speech, the media actually did their job for once. They found Barack Obama's actual brother living in a hut in Kenya on 75 cents a month. Did his brother keep him? No. According to George Obama, the president of the United States has never helped him. But do you know who has? Dinesh D'Souza, the conservative writer who recently released the movie 2016, which featured an interview with Barack's brother George. Let me read to you what Dinesh wrote about an encounter he just had with George. This is phenomenal. And when you hear it, you'll wonder, how come that's not leading the news everywhere? A few days ago, Dinesh writes, I received a call from a man I recently met named George. He was a bit flustered. He soon informed me that his young son was sick with a chest condition. He pleaded with me to send him $1,000 to cover the medical bills. Since George was at the hospital, I asked him to let me speak to a nurse, and she confirmed that George's son was indeed ill. So I agreed to send George the money through Western Union. He was profusely grateful. But before I hung up, I asked George, why are you coming to me? He said, I have no one else to ask. Then he said something that astounded me, Dinesh writes. Dinesh, you are like a brother to me. Actually, George has a real-life brother who just happens to be the President of the United States. George Obama is the youngest of 8 children sired by Barack Obama Sr. George's brother is a multimillionaire, the President of the United States, the most powerful man in the world, a man who says, "I am my brother's keeper." Moreover, George's brother has framed his re-election campaign around the fair share theme that we all owe obligations to those who are less fortunate. George's brother is also the man who said this.
It is that fundamental belief. It is that fundamental belief. I am my brother's keeper.
See, to a progressive like Barack Obama, being my brother's keeper obviously doesn't mean that you take care of your brother in times of need. It means that you're in favor of raising taxes on people, especially in the suburbs, so the government might come up with a program someday that might end up helping someone like your brother. But conservatives like Mitt Romney, Dinesh D'Souza, and you, being our brother's keepers, means that if my brother or the brother of the most powerful man on earth needs a hand up, not a hand out, we will be there. President Obama is right. Indeed, Mr. President, the choice we face in this election couldn't be any bigger. May I add, the choice we face this election couldn't be any more clear.